80, the last level, record. I Adam.
That's like Holmes
Just
runner
Chris.
there.
Alex. Spider-Man, okay.
And that concludes episode 80. All right, 3, 2.
Congratulations, you've discovered the lost level.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 80 of The Lost Level. I'm Adam.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Alex.
We've got a new episode coming at you guys this week. We're going to be discussing Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Gojira, and...
That's how I pronounce Godzilla.
Yes, Godzilla to the Western audience. And we've got some game news and movie news, etc. Right, Chris?
We do. News and games and movies.
Yeah, we always have that.
Yeah.
But why don't we start off with, do you want to do Godzilla first? Or do you want to do The Amazing Spider-Man?
Well, let's do The Amazing Spider-Man since it's been out longer.
All right, fair enough. The Amazing Spider-Man came out a few weeks ago, and you want to talk really quickly, like give it a synopsis? Now we're going to talk. This is a non-spoiler discussion, by the way, so you can feel free to listen. We're not going to reveal anything regarding the movie. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, it picks up, a couple months after the first movie.
I think it's years.
I don't know.
It doesn't feel like it's...
They're still in high school.
Yeah,
right.
It's not that...
It takes place
much.
after the first movie.
Yes.
Sometime after, fair
Peter
enough.
Parker is Spider-Man.
He's not on any of the sports teams, as you would have thought, because he's dunking basketballs and throwing footballs into goalposts.
Yes, yeah.
No mention of him doing that.
He's upgraded to Google. He no longer uses Bing.
Which is huge.
On a serious note, that it's whatever. Within a year, I'd say, of the last movie, he's still dating Gwen Stacy, and hilarity ensues.
Hilarity ensues? No.
It's there's
Him
bad
crying
guys.
a lot ensues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's crying a lot. But not like whiny, like Spider-Man 3, emo Peter Parker.
No.
Dancing on bars.
And combing his hair differently to be emo, which was awesome.
Yeah, he was so cool.
Well, that's how emos comb their hair.
All right, fair enough. We're talking about Spider-Man 3 now. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, initial thoughts?
A lot happens, and they don't really present it in a very cohesive manner.
What do you mean?
It feels very jumbled, and I don't feel like there's a lot of development in the characters and or story, for that matter.
That sounds good.
Even the characters that they do introduce, at least one in particular, Electro, his before he becomes Electro, his character is very cartoonish, and I feel very out of place throughout the whole movie, and it really just left a bad taste in my mouth, and it actually makes me dislike Jamie Foxx even more as an actor, which I didn't know was possible.
He was basically Edward Nygma in Batman Forever. It's the same character.
Yeah.
Just like a tormented scientist or really smart guy, and then all of a sudden he's an evil genius villain.
And to combat kind of what Alex just mentioned, I don't mind him being kind of cartoony, because I don't necessarily want every single comic book movie going forward to be set in this like reality that Christopher Nolan created in the Batman universe. I'm okay with it being kind of cartoony and like a little bit off.
But when that's the only character that is cartoony, it's jarring.
It didn't fit in.
All right, when you put it that way, yes. Everything else is kind of grounded in reality, I guess, so to speak. I would say at the beginning of the movie, they kind of establish I can't even say it. It's spoilerous, so I'm not going to say it.
Spoilerous?
It's spoilerous.
That's a good word.
Spoiler-ish.
Ish. All right, I'm not going to say it. But yeah, I guess you're right. In terms of the reality versus cheese, it is a little bit jarring for Electro. What else?
None of the characters were really characters that I personally felt that I cared about. Other than the few scenes where it's Peter and Gwen, just being a couple and arguing and trying to figure out what they're going to do with their lives. But when it comes to the rest of the characters in the movie, I really didn't care much.
I mean, they did make you feel more for Aunt May. I
Yes.
think that they have the previous trilogy.
They made her feel more like an actual person
Yes.
versus just like an avatar of, a guardian.
They at least pulled that off well, and they did okay with the relationship between Harry and Peter. Once again, felt very rushed.
Yeah.
They tried to make it seem like it's something that's been established before, and they're like, hey, these guys are buddies. You don't know that, but they are.
Yeah.
Here, watch them be friends.
They haven't seen each other for like a decade, but they're back to being awesome best buddies. Yeah.
They want to get friendship bracelets together.
Regarding to the relationship between Harry and Peter.
Yeah.
All right. Just in case, because the audience didn't know.
That's what I said.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what I said.
Sure.
Established that.
Okay.
Which the movie didn't do a good job of doing.
Boom! We just
Zing!
established it more than the movie did. No. Yeah, because they try to cram in too much, unfortunately, into this movie. But I was going to say it in my final review, but I'll kind of say it here in regards to the story. This movie is more about Peter Parker as opposed to Spider-Man.
No, that's very true.
It's a story. It's just not Spider-Man's. So when you're going into it, you want to see the amazing Spider-Man be amazing. And he is some of the time, but you're looking at this as a character piece between...
It's the disgruntled Peter Parker.
Yeah, it's Peter having to deal with all the issues at hand. I mean, he's going through a lot of stuff, and it's kind of nice seeing that aspect to it, but they also try to cram in too much. They suffer from trying to build into... already thinking ahead too far, I guess. Already trying to establish, like... They talked about it nonstop regarding the next movie trying to be a spinoff with the Sinister Six, and they're focusing in on all these other things as opposed to just focusing in on The Amazing Spider-Man 2. They were more concerned about the future and what that's going to establish in a franchise as opposed to just making a quality Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I feel like this is very... Okay, we set up this premise, but we really want to get to this premise, so let's just kind of wrap this up as quickly as we can so we can get to this.
Right. And that's what it felt like that. And that's why the story is kind of jarred, as you were mentioning. There's just too much going on in it, and it's not cohesive.
It's disjointed.
Yeah, it's very disjointed. However, I did like the Peter Parker elements to it. Not a lot of people do. They just want to get to the Spider-Man scenes. And some of the Spider-Man scenes are great. Like
visuals are fantastic in this movie. I mean, that's one thing I'll give it. I'll give credit to is the guys behind the CGI. Awesome. I mean, the little details, like when Peter Parker's at the beginning of the movie, Spider-Man. He's falling. He's doing like this free fall, and you see these little wrinkles in his outfit, and it's little touches like that just kind of make it feel more believable.
Yeah,
I loved that.
Just feel more grounded.
Yeah,
yeah, that was great. I loved it. So subtle, but like, man, you saw that on screen. It's like, yes.
It was,
it's an actual costume. It's not this CGI character flying around.
It's not painted on, yeah.
Yeah. That was awesome. What else do you guys want to talk about? Talk about the story. Characters. We'll talk about characters real quick.
Well, I mean, there's a handful of them. Obviously, we've got returning characters of Peter himself. We mentioned Aunt May, Gwen.
Harry's in there, and the guy that plays Harry does a great job. I
Yes.
feel like he steals all the scenes he's in.
As Harry, he was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he did a solid job in Chronicle, and, this is just another notch on the good acting list,
Yeah, until we get to the introduction of Green Goblin. I think that's when it just kind of fell off.
Yeah.
And that's not his fault. I
And
mean,
yeah.
Just as Alex just pointed out, Dane DeHaan, who is the actor who plays Green Goblin / Harry Osborn, is amazing. He has this screen presence about him.
He's very intense.
Whenever he's on the screen, you pay attention to him. And that's awesome. Like, I really liked his character. I wished that they weren't in such a rush to progress the Green Goblin story or to progress any like the supervillain stories where they would have just had Harry focused in on building that relationship with Peter throughout this film and maybe part of even the third film.
Yeah.
So you could see Dane DeHaan in his best because when he's on screen with Andrew Garfield, who plays Peter Parker, their chemistry is really good, and I was like into those scenes, and I really wanted to see more of that. So I'm kind of disappointed they rushed through it to get to whatever they want to get to in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
As you Adam touched on, Jamie Foxx, and we don't like Jamie Foxx.
No, that was me who said
Oh,
that.
sorry, Alex.
I just, I'm not a fan of him as an actor. I've never really been. Django Unchained was okay, but I don't think it was okay because of him.
It was okay because of the German guy and because of DiCaprio.
Exactly. So, I mean, everything I kind of see, I'm like, he's there. Okay, and it's just another movie for him where he does not impress me.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that is Jamie Foxx or just the way that they introduced the character as a whole. Because, like, him as Max Dillon, who he plays before he becomes Electro, it's just like you said. He's got this kind of cartoony character who has these weird lines. He's not relatable in the sense of you can't relate to him.
Right.
He's just this strange off guy.
Like, you don't feel sorry for him. You feel awkward when he's on the screen.
Yeah, he's like this obsessive-compulsive Spider-Man fan.
Yeah.
He's got all these pictures up in his house, like a shrine to him, and it's...
And he sings happy birthday to himself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a little weird. Like, you don't connect to him. So, by the time he becomes Electro, you don't have that tragic, like, oh, man, this character that I related to has now become this villain. And then when he switches, too, it's kind of just like one little quick moment, and it's like, boom, he's now from loving Spider-Man to all of a sudden hating Spider-Man. And it didn't feel like there was a nice transition to it.
No.
So, it's like 1 minute, then he hates him. It's like, I don't know. The other character that, for villains, since we're talking about the villains, Paul Giamatti as the Rhino.
Oh, you mean like the 2 minutes he's on screen?
Yeah.
I think it's a total of 4 total.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to double what you just said.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, in all reality, all seriousness, he's only on screen for 4 or 5 minutes, and those 4 or 5 minutes were enough for me, to be honest. Like, he's such a cartoony, Russian
with
mobster,
his crappy-ass Russian accent.
Oh,
I like Paul Giamatti. I've seen him
yeah.
in so many great movies, but I will never understand this casting.
No.
As a Russian mobster, a bald Russian mobster with weird tattoos. It feels so poorly cast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm speechless. It was like the scene where he's introduced, obviously it's not too much of a spoiler because it's been in the trailers. There's like a bank heist and Spider-Man is chasing him, through the streets of New York.
Well, if we're going off the trailers, then we can just talk about the whole movie then. Because
the trailers have everything, yeah.
There's 2 billion trailers to watch. You piece them all together, you got the whole movie.
The only cool part about the whole Paul Giamatti scenes was the fact that we really got to see Spider-Man's wit and his just cheekiness, just how goofy he is. He's dicking around with him, and that was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. Not necessarily because of Paul Giamatti. I mean, completely not because of him. It was Spider-Man's interactions with him, and that's classic comic book Spider-Man. Just being a goofball and messing with people.
Yeah, and Paul Giamatti's character is so forgettable in this, and I really hated his character.
Yeah, I know.
His character was such a waste. It's like, really, this is way too over the top. And you guys were talking about over the top how Jamie Foxx's character was. Paul Giamatti was like a whole different level.
Yeah,
of just stupid.
Pretty much. It's like he watched a bunch of Russian movies. And
it was concentrated stupid. That's why it wasn't drawn out stupid like Jamie Foxx's character. It was concentrated stupid in those 2 minutes. 4 minutes, excuse me.
Did you guys watch Shoot 'Em Up, the Clive Owen movie? It reminded me of him playing that over-the-top, mobster type of character. He kind of took that influence from himself, like he did in that movie, and kind of just amplified it for this movie.
Yeah.
And it just made it even more stupid.
It fit in that movie because that was...
tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was by no means meant to be taken seriously. But they were trying to portray him, as this hardcore Russian mobster. And he's 4 foot tall, bald with weird tattoos. Nobody's going to... Come on.
You're not taking him seriously.
No.
You're just not.
Especially with that crappy-ass Russian accent. I was half expecting Spider-Man to to mention the crappy accent. Like, why are you talking like that?
Yeah, I would have liked that actually. And maybe, hopefully, that's in a deleted scene because, like, yeah, it was really over the top bad. But you just mentioned Spider-Man, so why don't we talk about him really quick? Andrew Garfield,
Great Peter Parker.
Yes.
I know.
You disagree. We could tell with that look on your face.
He's such a cool Peter Parker, man. He's a goofball. He's got the look down. He's got the attitude, the personality. Just Andrew Garfield kills it when it comes to those Peter Parker scenes because he's got good range. I feel as an actor, he's believable as a teenager with lots of angst and hormones and all types of random things going through his head.
Okay.
I agree with Adam. I like him. He has good screen presence. He has good chemistry with basically everyone he actually has a scene with. I mean, with Emma Stone, with the guy. What's the guy's name that plays Harry?
Dane DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan. Yes.
Sally Field.
Sally Field. I mean, he has good chemistry with all of them on screen. So I mean, he's doing a solid job as Peter Parker.
I do like him as Spider-Man too. Like, in all honesty, like when Adam just touched on it in that earlier scene when he has his first interaction with the Rhino, or Paul Giamatti's mobster character, he nails it. I mean, the wit is there, everything's there, it's perfect. The thing that I have the issue with Andrew Garfield, as you guys kind of alluded to, was just some of his scenes, he kind of feels like he's overacting those scenes. And that's always kind of bothered me. And it kind of took me out of the movie for momentarily. Not like completely, but I mean, he does do Peter Parker really well for the most part. Mm-hmm. And I'll agree with you guys for that. But like just some lines that he says or the way that he delivers those lines, that just takes me out of it. And he just feels like he's overacting them. If he like toned it down just a little bit, I'd love him. I mean, I like him better than Toby. I mean, I don't know if that's really saying a lot, but
no, it's not.
But yeah, I do enjoy him.
I'm pretty sure I like Adam better as Spider-Man than Toby.
I would make such a great Peter Parker.
Shut up.
No, I wouldn't.
No. In all honesty, being a couple weeks removed from this movie now, I agree with you guys a little bit more than I did initially. In terms of Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man and Peter Parker, I think he does fit the mold really well. He does a pretty decent job, except for a couple lines where he tries too hard. But his relationship with Emma Stone, again, Gwen Stacy, in this movie, and they're on again, off again, it works.
Yeah.
They have that chemistry off screen too. I mean, they're dating, so it's there and it's nice. So
I felt like that was the most dramatic part of this movie. Like, I never felt any drama with any of the villains outside of the finale. I guess we'll say. Well, I won't go into too much detail there, but what everybody expected to happen. But I think the drama between Peter and Gwen was, to me, a high point of the movie.
Yeah, no, I agree.
What do you guys think?
I completely agree with you, 100%. I think that's what this movie is. It's what makes this movie stand out more for me, in regards to being a decent movie as opposed to being a Spider-Man movie. It's that relationship between Gwen and Peter, and the way that it's touched on in the movie. So why don't we wrap up? Why don't we talk about final reviews? Alex?
This movie does some things right. Like I said, good casting when it comes to Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, and good chemistry. But it's just, like I said earlier, this movie feels like it's just kind of like a speed bump for Fox to get to what they really want to, and they treat it as such. It's disjointed. Things just seem rushed, and I don't feel like it really comes together completely in the end. So I mean, I don't think this is a movie you really have to see unless you're a huge Spider-Man fan or just a big comic book fan in general. I mean, if you're the average moviegoer, you could probably just skip this movie. So I'm saying like 1.5 out of 4 stars.
Wow. That's even less than originally thought. Okay, fair enough.
I'm going to side with Alex. I don't think it's a must-see. Outside of some really cool visuals and a couple of good scenes that, as we've mentioned, Peter Garfield, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. I keep trying to mix up their names.
Emma Stacy.
Yeah, they have some cool scenes and some emotional scenes and some scenes that resonate well. The rest of the movie is just cut and paste, and it's all over the place. It's not cohesive. Let's just stick to that. I won't go into too many details, but it's not really well made. I'm also going to go with 1.5 stars. Not a must see. Wait for Redbox.
All right, and I'm going to disagree with both of you. I'm going to say that this movie is a must see. I feel that the director Mark Webb really captures human relationships really well, which is kind of refreshing after watching like Michael Bay movies with Transformers and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, your mistake there is watching those movies.
Fucking robots, man. I just want to see cool shit getting blown up. But anyways, Mark Webb really knows how to do Peter Parker, and he knows how to get those relationships established. Yes, this movie has a lot of stuff left on the editing floor. You can tell that by what we talked about being kind of disjointed. And I feel like there's a 20-hour cut of this movie that establishes these characters really well over 20 hours. But he only has 2.5 hours to do that. So a lot of it has to go by the wayside. But you kind of just feel like you know it exists somewhere. Hopefully maybe on the Blu-ray. They'll have a little bit more in there to give more depth to some of these characters. The screenplay kind of suffers from having too much shit thrown at it at once, them trying to establish too many things at once. However, I do like the character relationships in this movie, or the personal relationships in it. So I look at it as more of a Peter Parker film, him growing, him learning about who he's going to become and who he is becoming, and all the stuff that he has to go through as Spider-Man. I like that aspect to it, so I really enjoyed this movie a lot more than Alex and Adam did. So I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 4 stars. I think that it's a decent movie, and we're talking about it now after watching Godzilla, and we're going to talk about Godzilla shortly. But I like this movie even more now that I've watched Godzilla, and I think we'll get into that momentarily here. But
again, we're going to disagree. Shocker.
But yeah, I liked what they did. I think that they did what they wanted to do or tried to establish pretty well for the most part, except for trying to cram too many villains in, which is a studio kind of decision versus what Mark Webb probably wanted to do. All right, so why don't we move on?
Katie, stop brushing up against my microphone. Sorry, I was attacked by a cat for a minute. Oh no, it's still attacking me. It's still attacking me.
Tangled up in your headphones.
Stop it.
There we go.
Get out of here, great cat.
Seriously. All right. Why don't we talk about Godzilla? Moving on. Alex?
All right. Godzilla is a big lizard that destroys cities.
All right. That's the synopsis.
Yes.
What's his motivation?
His motivation is...
There's a city. I must destroy it.
Fair
No,
enough.
honestly, it's...
Actually, they give him motivation.
Yeah, they
in this
do. They
movie.
do give him motivation, which is...
He's not just a
Oh,
There's
radioactive
character
lizard.
development
I just said that
for
to be facetious,
Godzilla.
but-
No.
But we don't want to give it away. But yes, Godzilla has a purpose on this Earth. As opposed to just being a radioactive lizard during like the nuclear... I wouldn't say Holocaust, but like nuclear testing and stuff like that done
Is
on
he
islands and
racist
stuff.
against Asians? Is that what it is?
No.
No.
Well, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Parasites.
He didn't specify if he was or not, so I guess I don't know
Okay.
if he is or not.
Okay. Essentially, Bryan Cranston's character plays this scientist at a nuclear power plant in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
He starts noticing this weird anomaly with these tremors going on.
Seismic activity.
Seismic activity, yes. And he knows it's a pattern, and it worries him. And he's trying to get people to, follow through with this. Nothing's really done. Shit hits the fan. People die. He becomes obsessed over it. Years later, after this disaster happens, his son has to bail him out of jail because he's doing illegal activity to try to uncover what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we basically kind of learn from there. We don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, then more shit hits the fan, and cities get destroyed.
Yeah. Essentially, that's it. Yeah, it's. I think Bryan Cranston's definitely the strongest human character in this movie. He's awesome.
I think going into it, everybody probably would have expected that.
You didn't like him. I really liked his portrayal.
He was the most developed character, but that's not saying much for this movie.
Okay.
Because a lot of characters weren't developed. However, I do feel... I know that's why you didn't like the movie. I actually liked it because of that reason, which is... sounds kind of back-ass words, I know, but I feel as though this movie isn't about those characters at all.
No, that's the opposite.
No, that's exactly it. This movie is not about those characters at all. They are a vehicle to watch what is happening with Godzilla. That's why they're there. I don't give a shit about these characters. I don't think they want you to give a shit about these characters, and that's why I enjoy it. They are a vehicle there for you to, as a path to follow Godzilla and his destruction. That and every other little civilian you see amidst the destruction is there for that reason.
Just plot devices.
Exactly.
Negative Ghost Rider.
What?
You heard me. That's a Top Gun reference.
Oh, okay.
Yes. No. Absolutely not. This movie is all about the human perspective, looking at Godzilla through human eyes, and they want us to care about the human aspects to it. This isn't a Godzilla movie, dude. Every time... Okay,
yes,
well,
yes, it is.
Every time you go into watching... You finally see Godzilla on the screen, and you're ready to see him mash it up and get... yes, we're finally going to see Godzilla fight it out. This is what we've been wanting. All of a sudden, boom, cut screen. We go back to the human element to it, and we kind of see it in the background, like on a news report or something like that. It doesn't deliver that payoff where you go to see this movie. It has Godzilla in the fucking title, and you don't see it because it's on a news report in the background. Because again, they want you to care about the characters. They want you to care about the human aspect to it, as opposed to what people want to see, which is Godzilla.
Right.
So
no. I agree with you there. I'm not sure if I can really eloquently put it the way I want to put it. It's not about the characters. It's about the people. I'm not sure if that makes sense. It's not about these individual characters. It's about civilization as a mass. Everybody going through it. Yes, they focus on this family here just because they have the closeness to it, and they kind of want that center to it. But it's about everyone, I feel. It's about the fucking people who are playing the slots in Las Vegas. It's about all the... Yes. It's about all of that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Not at all. No, they want you to care about these individuals. They want you to, care about Kick-Ass, who plays Ford Brody. Aaron Taylor Johnson's his name.
His name is Ford Brody?
His name is Ford Brody.
Wow, that is hardcore.
They want you to care about him because, you follow his family, Bryan Cranston and who plays Joe Brody.
Whoa.
Yeah. They want you to care about these characters because that's what they focus in on. This whole entire story. It's Ford's struggle to get back to his family, and he struggles because there's fucking monsters fucking shit up out everywhere. Everywhere he goes, he just has this unfortunate luck of the monsters being in the same area he is. He's not trying to be by the monsters in some parts of the movie, but they're just there.
They're stalking him.
Yeah.
Well, they're going the same path, so...
Kind of, but...
They're going from Japan to freaking San Francisco.
But
there's one quick route there. It's a straight line. Yes, they're going to run into each other.
All right. Well, I guess we're getting sidetracked here, but okay. Alex and I took this movie completely differently, apparently.
Yes, apparently.
No,
don't get me wrong. I do love those shots. I love the shots when it's the individuals. You're seeing them fight through a window from a tower, or as doors are closing, as they're going to some bunker or lair or something like that, or the news reports. I love those shots.
There's some money shots. I'll give
that's
you...
what I fucking loved about this movie.
Cinematography, there's some great shots for this movie. I'll give you that. I'll completely 100% agree with you. But those aren't the types of shots we want to see in a Godzilla movie. We want to see the action. We want to see front row center Godzilla going toe-to-toe with another monster. Mm-hmm. That's what this movie should be. This is what we should enjoy. But instead, they cram the human element into it, and they don't even do it well. That's the whole issue with it. I liked the human element in Amazing Spider-Man 2, since we used that as an earlier reference. Mm-hmm. I thought that succeeded for the most part. Mark Webb did a fantastic job of establishing the relationship between the characters, and for me to kind of care about these characters for the most part. Yeah, some of the relationships didn't work, but Godzilla tries to do the same type of thing where you're looking at the human element to it, and it's such cookie cutter nonsense that you just don't care about it because you've seen it a billion times. You know, hey, this guy's trying to get back to his family. Okay, I've not seen that before. They don't add anything new to it. They don't do anything special to it. You just don't give a shit about these characters. You want to see the action. You want to see Godzilla. And you don't get to do it because you're crammed in 20-minute scenes of him trying to escape this one thing or him trying to do this one thing. Or it's just dumb. It's boring as shit.
It's about human perspective of the destruction.
But they don't even do it well.
Not human perspective of the relationship, though.
They don't do it well.
Yes, they do. Of the perspective of the destruction, they do a great job. And that's why I loved it. It put you in the shoes. I feel like this is like a first-person shooter, almost.
Okay.
Where you're not supposed to relate to the character you're following. You're supposed to just kind of identify with what he's going through. And not having that personal connection to these characters helps with that. It gets you grounded. It puts you in this scene. This is Cloverfield without getting sick. This is Cloverfield without getting sick. This isn't Pac Rim. So if you're expecting Pac Rim, these huge, intense fight scenes, you're not going to get that. It's Cloverfield without getting sick. It's grounded. It lowers the perspective of everything. So you see this massive creature, and it really makes you respect him and see him in this grandeur of this god monster, as they describe him, this king of monsters, and it really gives you that perspective. And that's why I fucking loved it, because you're just kind of like, holy shit, this thing is humongous, tearing shit up. It's amazing, the force of destruction behind this creature.
Okay. I will agree with you in terms of Cloverfield being a good first-person view type of thing, because you're looking through HUD's camera first-person style. Subconsciously, your brain is registering that as that type of thing. So you're not necessarily relating to HUD. He's just your vehicle or your vessel to see this first-person type of view for Cloverfield. Yes, it makes you sick because he's shaky camming the shit out of it.
Right.
But I could understand that from a subconscious level. That's what my brain is telling it to do. Is like, all right, first-person view. I'm like looking through this movie through his eyes. Godzilla does the opposite. I am looking through the character's eyes, so I have to disagree in terms of it's not a first-person view. It's through the eyes of Ford Brody. It's through the eyes of the other characters that they put in there. It's written for you to care about these characters. It's not written for you to go look through them as a human aspect to it. It's not written for you to say, like, okay, I'm looking through first-person view through Ford Brody's eyes. Cloverfield is written that way purposely and delivered that way. This movie, you're supposed to care about these characters, so I have to disagree.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right, so
we both disagree. I respect your position. I don't agree with it, but I respect it.
I don't respect yours. You're stupid.
Well, you're a jerk, and I hate your face.
All right, so you guys are the two that saw this movie. We've discussed the human aspect of it. Tell me a little bit about Godzilla himself. You mentioned that you don't really see him that much outside of monitors, or what was it?
At the beginning, there's several teases to getting to see him, and every time that he's about to go toe-in-toe to fight, and you to finally get that payoff, finally, I've suffered through 10, 15 minutes of human talking, I finally get to see him square off. They'll immediately cut it to a different scene, and then you'll see the action really quickly, like on a TV or news report in the background. Mm-hmm. So, the humans are talking, but then in the background you could see Godzilla actually doing a little bit of action, which you want to see.
Yeah.
Up until the third act, where you finally get the payoffs that you've been wanting for.
So tell me about Godzilla himself. does the movie poster do him justice? Is he actually that big? Is he towering over these skylines?
No, but I did like his design.
Yes.
He wasn't like the previous remake where it's kind of like sleek and slender and all like
T-Rex-ish.
Yeah, it does have a nod to the old ones where he's more brutish. He's broader and
does he still have the crazy scales on his back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he has like the powers. Does he shoot electricity and whatnot out of his mouth or fire type stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into much like his power levels or anything like that.
Okay.
Because it is
It's
over
over
9,000.
5,000.
Yeah. It's definitely over that. So, but yeah, it's he is a cool character. Like, I liked him. I liked the way that they established him and they gave him kind of a purpose, as we kind of touched on at the very beginning of this discussion. He's cool. Like, I want to see more of him. I thought it was kind of funny, like, at the end of it, like, the humans are kind of cheering him on, and he just totally fucked up their city.
Yeah, I did find that really weird.
It totally reminded me of, like, Man of Steel, where it's like, hey, I'm here, I'm fucking up everything, all right, peace out, and I'm leaving,
Yeah.
and people are happy about it. Like, that's weird.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't mean to fuck up those cities. It kind of happened.
Well, neither did Superman.
Right.
Or did he? We don't
I
know.
He did. He's kind of a dick.
That's why they have to incorporate Batman in the second one.
Yeah.
Lock his ass down.
Yeah.
Adam, as a person who's not watched it, any other questions?
Ratings, I guess. I mean, you've discussed the plot. You've discussed what he looks like and whether or not he looks cool or does justice to the original character, which, from your descriptions, I feel he does.
Yeah.
Is it a he this time, or is it like the Matthew Broderick where it's a she?
Not established.
I didn't see dangly bits.
No dangly bits? Okay. But there were no little baby raptors running around?
No.
Good. That's a very big bonus for this movie. Yeah, I guess just let's close it out. What do you guys? What would you guys rate it at?
Alex, go ahead.
I think I'd give this 2.5. There are flaws in this movie. I'm not denying that. I was able to overlook those because of the experience it gave me and the perspective it gave me, which is why I really appreciate it and is what I think I enjoy seeing a lot in monster movies like this. So, I mean, I think it just kind of filled that void that I was looking for. So I enjoyed it. I see more than Chris. And, you know, it's a movie that I enjoy watching it. So I'm saying 2.5.
Cool.
4.
All right. For me, being a character piece that it is, that fails to be.
There's so much room for interpretation with this movie, apparently.
It's so bad. The acting is subpar all across the board, I would say.
Even Cranston?
Yeah, even Cranston.
I liked Cranston the best out of the cast at subpar, I guess, if that makes any sense. Kick-Ass, Aaron Taylor Johnson, was disappointing. I did not like him. He felt wooden. I couldn't relate to him as a character. I thought that he didn't bring anything to it to bring like the drama that it kind of needed for me to care about his character. His wife, played by Elizabeth Olsen, didn't care necessarily.
Was that an Olsen?
That's the
not
younger
twin?
sister. The younger sister of the Olsen twins.
Okay.
And she's also a Scarlet Witch in the upcoming The Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. And one character that I really didn't like was Ken Wanabe's character. I like Ken Wanabe a lot. Watanabe. I like him a lot. So much so I don't even know his name.
You're just really bad with names. Anybody that's listened to this cast over the past 2 years or whatever the time period has been, Chris is bad with names.
So Ken.
He still doesn't know my name.
Yeah.
Ken is left to be the scientist who has faith and is giving you exposition through everything that he says. And just, it's dumb. It's bad.
He drops ancient Eastern wisdom on you.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
So what's your rating?
All right. Realistically, I was bored to tears by the end of this movie. I finally got a payoff in the third act, but by then it was far too late for me to care. 1 out of 4.
Wow.
Like I'm really disappointed.
Is that a
with it.
record low for our reviews?
I don't know. I liked Godzilla. I thought he was
my Spider-Man review to 0.5 out of 4. Fuck you, Chris.
no, but like I liked Godzilla parts. Godzilla was awesome, man. Like he was cool, but like everything this movie tried to do, it failed miserably on, and it just sucked. So not a fan. But cool. we disagree. So you might like it. You might like hate me if you do.
I don't hate you.
No, not you. I'm talking about the fans.
Well, Chris is generally wrong, so I'm going to side with Alex on this one.
If you guys have any opinions, send us an email. Shoot us. It's chris@lostlevel.com. Let us know what you guys think. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I know I'm right, so whatever. Let's move on to gaming news. Gaming news, the first story that we have this week is going to be regarding Xbox. And Xbox One is going to be now offered without the Kinect.
That's actually a pretty huge bomb from Microsoft, considering their stand on that.
Yeah.
And then they're also doing games with gold for the Xbox One as well, which is something that I'm kind of excited about. But, Adam, this story kind of prompted you to consider buying an Xbox One now because you don't have to buy the Kinect with it. Why don't you give us that perspective?
Well, he'll buy a PlayStation Eye.
I do have a PlayStation PS4 camera, whatever it's called. Is PlayStation Eye still?
Right? Yeah. I don't know.
I use sub voice commands and facial login. That's about it. But do I need that camera? No. Should I have bought it? Probably not. But it was launch day, and I wanted all the accessories that were available, so I bought the camera for that. In reference to Xbox One now being offered without a Kinect sensor, I'm actually considering buying an Xbox One now because it's $100 cheaper. I would never have really used the Kinect sensor to the degree that Chris does. I mean, every time I come over here, Chris is always yelling something at his Xbox.
It's usually swear words.
Yeah. There's some sort of commands going.
I'm waiting for the moment that it recognizes my swear words, and
it's going to become sentient and despise you. But basically, it's a big deal that Microsoft has kind of once again done this 180 and said, "Hey, we're now going to sell this."
They're the Xbox 360.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
But Microsoft is doing this big turnaround, saying, "Hey, I know we said that we're always going to offer this with only Kinect,
right?
But now, check this out. We're going to sell it without the Kinect for $100 cheaper." A lot of people are saying it's a good idea. A lot of people are saying it's a bad idea. The majority of the people that are saying it's a bad idea are people in the development community.
Seriously, I'd be kind of pissed if I was a developer at this point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot of use that the majority of games are using the Kinect sensor for. But there are some studios that are developing exclusively for it, like Harmonix. They've got some sort of Disney game. I forget what it was, but it's a game that doesn't use controllers at all. And they were obviously expecting to have this world of all Xbox Ones have a Kinect.
Yeah, but you have to look at it from this aspect too. Everybody knows me. I'm a Microsoft person. Is if you don't have the install base, regardless, you're not going to sell games. You need that install base, and if selling your system without a Kinect just to get that install base a little bit higher, and then maybe a developer coming out with games that are must-buys, that might get people to buy that Kinect after the fact.
Separately, yeah.
So, yeah, I could see the developer standpoint, but at the same time, if you only have a small install base, you're still not going to get that many games sold as a developer.
Well, that's the thing. It's not that the Xbox One really has such a small install base. Yes, it's been, beaten for the first 4 or 5 months by the PS4 consecutively. But it's not like this huge stretch. It's not like it's 10 million consoles behind.
It's not the Wii U.
Yeah, it's behind. Yes.
Ew.
But it's definitely a shock. To me, it's kind of cool because I'm actually considering buying an Xbox One again, whereas I kind of fell off that bandwagon because I pretty much just wanted it for Titanfall. Mm-hmm. There's not really a whole lot else that I really want to play on it.
The Xbox One, heard you say Xbox, and now it is going into a screen.
Yeah. See, that's the reason why I don't like Kinect. It's hearing everything I say.
Xbox, stop listening.
There you go. I shouldn't have to tell it to do that. It should know better.
Adam, stop talking. Doesn't work. Doesn't work as well. Shit.
Different programming.
Works just as well.
So the reason I put this story into our news section is just because of the impact I think that it has on the gaming community, the actual clientele, and the developers. And I wanted to see what you guys thought, what your 2 cents was regarding that.
Okay, it's going to definitely bring in more buyers. That's to say the least. That's going to happen. But when it comes to developers, shit, like someone who wanted to be in the game industry, that does kind of suck. But in the same instance, it's like you already have enough people who bought the Xbox One with the Kinect. You're going to have that install basis, and there's going to be people who will eventually get the Kinect as well down the line. I think once they do get those established IPs that do require the Kinect, like Harmonix is making. But like even then, the exclusives that they do have they have Kinect integration, but even then it's not that big. With Dead Rising 3, it's shouting to make zombies come closer to you, and that's the extent of it, really. Like
the gimmicky stuff that you always see with anything that comes out. I mean, we had that with Infamous, where you're kind of shaking a spray can.
Yeah.
You get those gimmicky things every time you get new innovations coming out.
I mean, like it sucks for Harmonix when they build their whole IP around just Kinect, but a lot of developers, it is going to be those gimmicky things that I feel like they could easily cut out or just alter so you can use just a controller. I don't think it's going to make a huge splash in the industry because of that, but it's definitely bringing more buyers, and it will help those developers who want to sell their product on a next-gen platform.
Mm-hmm.
I'm torn because I want Microsoft to stand up. I want Microsoft to stand up for itself and stop giving in to what the internet wants it to do. Because throughout this whole entire process for the Xbox One, it's kind of felt like what they've done is cater to.
Like we've bullied Microsoft into making all these decisions.
Honestly, I mean that's what it feels like at this point. Like they've changed so much of what they wanted to do.
I haven't been doing it.
We as the gaming community as a whole. I don't mean necessarily the three of us.
Just dumb people on the internet. I wouldn't even say the gaming community as a whole.
It's Reddit.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love Reddit, but still.
It's just dumb shit on the internet, man. It's like, oh, I'm not going to buy this system because it has a stupid camera on it.
It's going to watch me masturbate.
Cameras are stupid. And then like Microsoft's, oh, fuck, cameras are stupid. Let's not do that anymore.
Cameras are stupid. I'm going to make a Vine about it.
Yeah, it's just dumb, man. Like I'm really disappointed with Microsoft in that regard. They've just been catering to what they think everybody wants because that's what they say on the internet. On the other hand,
is that really such a bad thing though for a
it
company
is.
to listen to their?
We've talked about this to
their audience.
If you want to change the industry, you need to take a stand. And taking that stand is the only way that we're going to have evolution for for our gaming industry. If we keep on catering to everybody and every whim and everything like that, we're not going to see that evolution. We're going to see continued studios closing, every year. Alex, do you have something to say?
Historical quote. One time Henry Ford said, if I asked people what they wanted, they would have asked for faster horses. And we wouldn't have had the automobile, basically saying. So, I mean, it is, branching off and doing what you think is good from a business standpoint as opposed to what the community wants.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with that.
It's about being innovative.
It was Henry Ford, not Ford Brody?
I think it was Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
It's one of the Fords.
Yeah.
After he shot Greedo.
Fair enough. But yeah, I mean, from that aspect, I want change. I want to see evolution in the gaming industry. I was really hoping that Microsoft or Sony will take that stance, but we're not seeing it, and I'm disappointed from that regard. I mean, fuck, man, Xbox One with the Kinect and Titanfall, you were seeing those on sale for what, $450, a lot. I saw them for down to $430. So it's like a $30 difference from what they're offering without all this stuff. So those deals are out there for you to get an Xbox for right around $400 as is, if you really wanted to get it. So like, I don't understand the arguments. I can't get on side of it. I'm disappointed with Microsoft, like I said. But from a developer standpoint, if it increases the install base and they get that warm fuzzies on the inside that makes them feel more comfortable with making games, then fine, fuck it, whatever. I'm still mad. The other part of the story that we didn't touch on at all was Games with Gold is going for Xbox One. And for as much as Microsoft, in my opinion, fucked up in the earlier part of the story, I like this aspect of them saying, all right, we're finally going to start offering games on Xbox digital download. We're going to be offering them at 50% off to 75% off of the retail cost for you to download them digitally. This is the step in the right direction, the step that we've been talking about for the longest time, and it needs to happen sooner or later. If they're going to make me want to buy digital and go all digital, sell those games to me for 50% off. Get me interested. I want to see that. They finally said, all right, we'll see what you do. If you're going to buy this game now, we'll see if you do it. So I like that aspect. The first two games they're going to be doing, Rise, Forza. I'm probably going to buy one of those games just because I'm going to try to support this a little bit. Probably not going to play it. Realistically, because I don't play that many games very much.
Just like Steam.
Right.
Like Alex's Steam library.
I love my Steam library. It's so eclectic, but none of it's played.
But I'm going to support the idea. But realistically, this is a step in the right direction. And I think it's only a matter of time if this catches on, much like Steam does with their crazy sales. It's only going to be a matter of time where we see this being a regular thing. And for both companies, not just Microsoft, for Sony as well.
Yeah.
I've noticed how spoiled Steam sales have made me to the point where I've added games to my wish list, and I'll get emails saying, hey, this game's on sale. And I'm like, it's only off 25%. I'll wait for 50% or 75%.
I just bought, literally today, the Stanley Parable for 50% off.
Oh, really?
Super proud of that. $7.50.
What I was referring to was Daisy. It was like 15% off. I'm like, no.
That's not enough. Yeah.
Bullshit. Bullshit, sir. Give me my 50%.
Exactly. So I think to round out this first news tidbit that I think we've kind of stretched out.
We're doing a good job at this show.
Yeah.
This is going to be a 5-hour-long episode.
Basically, ever since...
like the original called Spider-Man 2?
Hey-o.
Oh!
That was
Sorry,
really
go
long.
ahead.
I knew I was setting that one up, so that's fine.
So the gaming segment of Microsoft has been taken over by a new guy. Don't know what his name is. Some guy. But he's the guy who's implementing all these new changes within Microsoft, which I think are going in the right direction. I think, specifically with this Kinect thing, I think it's a good thing because it gives the consumer the option of how they want to buy their console, whether they want it with a Kinect camera or not. And some of the other changes that are being implemented are, of course, games with gold, but more importantly, Netflix, Hulu, all these subscription services that you're already paying for. It's just been announced that you will not need Xbox Live Gold in order to use those on your Xbox anymore.
That's a very good point.
For years, you had to subscribe to both services in order to watch that on your Xbox, which was always kind of a kick in the nuts to the consumer. Like, hey, I know you're already paying $8 a month for Netflix, but if you want to watch it, pay another $50 a year through us, and then we'll let you watch it.
Which I never even thought about, to be honest with you, because I've always had Xbox Live, or I've always had those things. So I never put two and two together. I'm like, wait a minute, I would have to actually have a subscription if I wanted to watch Netflix.
Yeah.
What?
Let's just say you let your subscription lapse and you wanted to watch the newest movie on Netflix, Don John or something, or whatever. You couldn't do that.
I didn't even think about that. That's hilarious.
So that policy has now officially been reversed, and across Xbox 360 and Xbox One, those services will now be free to use, assuming, of course, you're a subscriber to those individual services.
Right. But, I mean, while that's cool for people that own Xboxes, I feel like if that had you so up in arms, like, I don't want to pay Xbox Gold, just do this. You go out and get like a fucking Roku box or something, you know?
I was just about to say
or,
that.
or an Amazon TV.
I'm not saying by any means it's
Or-
something for anybody to have been up in arms about.
Right.
But it seemed like a stupid policy.
There's somebody out there right now.
there's people that were
ruining the day.
Yeah. Well, not everybody wanted to buy multiple devices to stream these things. Maybe somebody could only afford an Xbox 360.
Right. No, I mean, I wonder how much this is going to affect like Roku sales or something like that, even if it touches those numbers. But
Not much, because everything streams these days.
yeah, I'm just.
But it's just nice to see that they're finally
it's a step in the
changing
right
these
direction.
policies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good for the consumer. Whether or not it's good for developers or insiders, we'll see. But I think as a whole, for us as the consumer, the gamer, step in the right direction.
No, for sure. All right, Halo 5 Guardians announced. 2000.
Well, we kind of knew a Halo game was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they finally announced it. They gave it a name, and they're saying when it's coming out, which is going to be fall of 2015.
Yeah.
It's far away.
And it's not just Master Chief. There's also some sort of new Spartan. So it's
That makes sense.
2 different characters. Yeah.
Um,
How do you guys feel about that? Excited?
Is it going to be like
No.
Dead
Meh.
Space?
The guy looks like he's from Dead Space.
Like, because he has like a partner, co-op partner. It's going to be like that.
I
Or
don't
like
know.
every other Halo game that's had co-op.
I feel like it's been so long since we had a Halo game that no one gives a shit anymore.
I'm kind of in the same boat.
I
I mean, I know.
It doesn't
I
have
know.
that pull
I'm sure
anymore.
there's still the diehard Halo fans, but I feel like they've been replaced as diehard Call of Duty fans.
Call of Duty and Battlefield have really
Yeah,
taken over that market, I think.
yeah. I don't know.
Well, there's still a lot of people playing Halo 4. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Or Halo 3, maybe.
Or Halo Reach,
Halo, still playing Halo.
Halo ODST,
Yeah, I mean,
Halo,
they're on their
Wars.
Halo-
They're doing RTS.
you know,
They're like-
Spartan Assault. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, yeah.
So, out of the 3 of us, none of us are excited about this announcement.
You know what? Cool. They're making another again. Like as you guys just said, they're making it. My curiosity is why is it going to take them till 2015? They should have been working on this from the moment they stopped working on Halo 4.
It's the same studio, 343.
Right, but at the same time, like, hey guys,
They're probably like, wait, you guys have a new console coming out? Why didn't you tell us?
Yeah,
we didn't get this shit done ASAP.
yeah, I mean, if Microsoft wants to try to close that gap between Sony, they need that Halo to help sell some of those systems.
Yeah.
People care about Halo. I mean, they might be talking shit about it now, but once that Halo is on that horizon and you see it and it's close to you and you have those fond memories of playing multiplayer Halo, it's going to come back. The nostalgia is going to come back. People are going to be like, fuck yeah, let's play some Halo multiplayer. Let's take a break from Battlefield. Let's take a break from Call of Duty and just fuck it up Spartan style. People are going to go back to it. So Microsoft should know that. 343 definitely knows that. Wait until 2015 is stupid. It's a dumb mistake. I think that if they want to increase their install base, fall of 2014 would have been a hell of a lot better for them.
It seems like a big lost opportunity for missing out on the Xbox's second holiday season.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I completely 100% agree. Because like
Right.
Adam and I were looking offline off the podcast, and we were looking at upcoming games for both consoles, not just the Microsoft Xbox One or the PS4. There's not that much coming out, man.
It's really a slow year, man.
It's a really slow year up until fall. If they would have knocked out a Halo like right around now, can you imagine that install would have climbed dramatically?
Yeah.
I mean, you got Watch Dogs coming out,
2
And-
weeks, yeah.
but other than that,
But it's multi-platform. I can't speak at this
Right.
point. And it's like super multi-platform. It's
It's
on everything.
It's cross-generational.
including NES.
It's- yeah.
Apparently, it's going to be everywhere.
yeah.
So
So if they wanted to close that gap, man, they needed that second hit to just hit and just like boom, here's some Halo, go have fun. I think that would have sold a hell of a lot more consoles right now. So I think this is a missed opportunity. Cool, Halo's coming out, whatever. But 2014 would have been the year for them to do it. All right. Speaking of another game coming out that's a sequel, Far Cry 4, out of nowhere.
I don't think it's out of nowhere.
No, it's to
3
be
is so
expected.
successful, and so was the
Blood
Blood
Dragon?
Dragon DLC was successful.
Yeah.
I mean, is it even considered DLC? I mean, it's kind of standalone, right?
It's standalone.
Yeah.
It just runs on the same engine. It's tongue-in-cheek 80s action sci-fi.
I still need to play that. That interests me.
So
It's a
good,
blast,
dude.
man.
Did
Hilarious.
you play Far Cry 3 at all?
No.
No, okay. Regardless, you'll still have so much fun with Blood Dragon.
I should let you borrow Far Cry 3 because you missed out, man.
Fucking music. It's like, yes, this is 80s and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that appeals to me. Okay, Alex, this is kind of close to you because you like playing the Far Cry so much.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
I'm excited. Like, I mean, Far Cry 3 looked gorgeous, and now they're having this run on a next-gen console.
Yep.
Sole next-gen. This isn't going to be cross-generational, right? Is it?
I believe it's PC and next gen. Yeah.
Yeah, well, PC it was the new next-gen for a while, so I
Yeah.
mean, it's still going to look freaking pretty, and I mean,
It really was a beautiful game.
People with Crytek know how to make games look pretty. I mean, down from the original Crysis. I'm not sure if I could still run that at top.
Well, is it Crytek? Because I know it's distributed by Ubisoft.
I believe so. I believe it's at least developed by Crytek.
Could be.
It uses the Crytek engine, I want to say.
Okay, fair enough. It was a gorgeous game. Long
Yes.
story short, I mean, considering it was a last generation game and it came out 2012, even now by today's standards, it looks really, really good.
And just solid gameplay.
So much fun.
Oh yeah, like
A really good plot, some really great, memorable characters.
definitely. So
Damn.
I mean, I see them continuing the trend.
Yeah.
I mean,
The new game is moving on to a new venue. It's going to be in the Himalayas. It's going to
Yep.
be like a mountain setting,
which
which
is
is
awesome.
which is interesting because it's always pretty much been a jungle of some sort
Yeah.
for Far
Very
Cry.
tropical.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, tropical than Safari for number 2, but number 2 is kind of
Number 2, I kind of like to forget about.
yeah, I know.
Really?
Number 2 is good for the first 4 hours you're playing it. Then you play those 4 hours over and over and over and over.
They start looping. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you go to a new section of the map and you play those 4 hours over and over and over again. You do that like 2 more times.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
All right. Far Cry 4 is coming out this year. Smart move on their half. November 18th. Coming out on everything.
It's
Yes.
definitely a holiday purchase for me.
Yes.
Oh, it is coming out for PS3 and
Is
Xbox
it?
360.
Yeah, it's coming on. It's coming out on everything. Smart move on
Well,
their
it's still going
half.
to look gorgeous on the new gen. So.
Oh, yeah, hands down.
Yep. 3D Realms Bombshell, as Adam calls it, looks stupid.
It does look stupid.
Oh, God. I mean,
I don't know about this, so tell me about it.
3D Realms, you guys remember who 3D Realms is, right?
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
think back to Duke Nukem 3D. Those guys that made that awesome game back then. They won a bunch of money from, I think it was Take-Two, for rights over Duke Nukem and this and that. There was
something like that.
some sort of
legal
battle.
bullshit.
Yeah, and they're using that money to make this game. It's called Bombshell. It's Cyberpunk meets Duke Nukem with tits.
Yeah. Well, apparently.
Well, you
it's
sell it like that. Yeah, I want to play it.
Apparently, like the character is a scrap Duke Nukem character that they never used.
Yeah, she's basically she looks like Skrillex. She's got a metal arm.
A terribly designed metal arm. Also, I was looking at
Yeah.
it, I'm like, that looks so fucking stupid.
Yeah, if you're gonna make a cool metal arm, at least do it like
Winter Soldier.
Bionic Commando.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Bionic Commando.
He had a cool metal arm, even though the game sucked. He had a cool
Yeah.
friggin' arm.
Wife arm.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw it in there because it's like, when's the last time you heard anything from 3D Realms? You know, I would have been excited if somebody said, "Hey, they're working on a new game. It's not Duke Nukem. It's going to be something cool," and they make this what seems like a female Duke Nukem type of game.
It's an isometric third-person shooter.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Isometric, for those people who don't know, it is that kind of like 3/4 above view.
Here's the important question. Does it have a Boobs of Steel edition?
And how many will Alex buy?
50.
50 Boobs of Steel.
50.
All right, rounding out.
Because I'm going to sell on eBay. at a loss.
Yeah. Significant loss.
All right, rounding out game news, Xbox One again is finally going to give you an external hard drive support.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool little tidbit for you guys that already own the Xbox One. I know I've personally upgraded my hard drive on my PS4 to a terabyte hybrid drive, not only just for space but for loading purposes. You can't necessarily improve your loading times on your Xbox One yet, but improving that storage.
I love the little jabs you put in.
I'm not trying to make it backhanded. I'm just trying to show you the big picture. I think it's great that they're allowing this. I remember with the 360 when it first came out, you were able to use external memory, and then they said no, you can't anymore. You can only use our hard drives.
No.
This is another cool thing that Microsoft is doing. That they're listening to the right things from their consumers and saying, hey, okay, you want to use a portable hard drive? Cool. Plug it in. You've got extra storage on your Xbox One.
You have to.
It's the way it should be, man.
Yeah.
Realistically, you have to.
500 gigs not going to be enough.
Oh, 500 gigs is nothing when some game installs are 50 gigs.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I'm at like 50% usage right now, and I don't have that many games. I think I have 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do that, especially if you're going to try to sell me digitally for digital copies of stuff. Yes, you give me external hard drive support. Yeah, I'll be more inclined now. So it's something they had to do, something that they're smart enough to recognize they had to do. So kudos to them for that.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, moving on to movie news and the most important story for Adam this week. Hugh Jackman is still willing to play the Wolverine?
Yeah.
What? Past
the Wolverine 3.
As originally reported, he was pretty adamant about saying, all right, I'm going to hang up my claws, and I'm not going to do this anymore because, I'm 90 years old at this point. In real life, not just in Wolverine life. I can't do this. But now he's saying, dude, this new movie that's coming out, Days of Future Past, kind of reinvigorated the character.
Yeah.
It gave me...
And his desire to play the character.
It gave me more reasons to do this. It gave him a new spark, so to speak, and that's awesome. That he's singing high praise for the movie, and that kind of excites me a little bit even more.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Well, I've been excited for this movie for some time. Obviously, we may have touched on it once or twice before. I'm going to throw it out there right now, sitting at a solid 94% Rotten Tomatoes rating.
Oh, I did it!
It's going to be such a good game. There's such a good game, such a good movie.
I'm going to take this moment real quick that we have a bag of Reese's Pieces on the table, and I've been pulling them all out by handfuls, and I just got all oranges.
Something he was doing last week just on random.
Every time I pulled out, it was all the same color, and I couldn't be able to replicate that this week. I just replicated it in the middle of the podcast.
So talented.
I'm a god.
So anyways, back to X-Men.
No, this is more important.
How many orange Reese's Pieces did you get?
That was 5 and 5.
Wow.
5 and a handful.
Impressive.
All orange.
Let's talk about that for the rest of the podcast.
I just declared myself a god. I think you just kind of glossed that over.
You know what? And I just watched Ghostbusters yesterday, and still one of my favorite lines from every movie is, Ray, if someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Exactly.
So.
All right, I think we sidetracked long enough.
So, back to X-Men. I'm sure you guys will be surprised to hear this, but I'm kind of torn by this decision. Like, as much as I love Hugh Jackman...
And you do.
As an actor, and as the man that's portrayed Wolverine over the past decade plus...
As your man crush.
Yeah, I've got a bro crush on him.
You'd totally slap his ass if you saw him.
I would give him a really hearty, athletic butt slap if I met him.
We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Would you goose him? Would there be a squeeze in with it?
No. There'd be a generous cupping of the hand, but no squeezing. I don't want to be inappropriate.
Would there be lingering? Would that hand linger a little too long?
Maybe like a slight brush, a slap and a brush.
All right.
But anyways, as highly as I feel about this character, as much as I love him and this actor, he is getting old. You know, I mean, how much more can he play this character? He's done it 7 times now.
He's getting more and more ripped with
yeah,
age.
That's what I was say.
That's the thing that's
it
weird.
Still
about
looks better for it as he's grown older.
He has
you look at him in Xbox. God, my brain is there.
The first X-Men.
You look at him in the first X-Men, and then you look at him now. Like the ripped factor has increased tenfold.
They've injected him with some sort of human growth hormone.
They're called steroids.
Yeah, it's whether or not he's ripped, he's still getting older. It's just unless they do an Old Man Logan, I don't know if I really want to see him that much longer in the role.
They'll never.
And it hurts me to say that. It's like
they'll never do it.
He's gonna play Wolverine till
no,
death.
I'm just saying they won't do an Old Man Logan. I don't see that happening.
Oh God, I really hope they do. I hope Wolverine 3 is a take on Old Man Logan. Obviously, they can't have the Hulk in there.
Yeah, I was going to say that's why.
Or Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can't really do it.
Yeah, they can.
No.
They can have other things in there.
Nope.
You shut up.
Nope.
So anyways, next news topic.
Are you done?
Unless you guys want to touch up on it.
All right. No. I think I'm good.
Oh.
I don't mind it. I'm kind of with Adam, surprisingly enough. He is getting to that point where it's like, all right, maybe we could reboot this and have a new character or a new person playing Wolverine and go into a different take or a different direction with a new person. So, I don't know. I'm okay with it. Johnson said that there's no more plans for Kick-Ass 3. Who plays Kick-Ass, obviously, Aaron. I don't know if this is necessarily news because 2 didn't do very well. I didn't personally care for 2 nearly as much as I cared for 1. I think that
it's kind of been the
consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kick-Ass came out of nowhere and blew everybody away. It's like, holy shit, this is a superhero movie with a girl saying swear words and
shooting people in heads.
It's like this badass, like, holy shit.
And even the first one didn't really do all that well in theaters, if I remember correctly.
It made a shit ton of money. I think it was on a $20 million budget and like made over 100.
Really? I thought it made most of its money off of the like DVD Blu-ray releases.
I don't know.
Unless I'm thinking of it.
It made a lot of money, regardless. Yeah. A lot more money. It was very profitable.
Okay.
For them to make that movie. 2 still was profitable, but not nearly as much. And then 3, I just think that the interest has gone down significantly as opposed to
the first one had that shock factor. And
it did.
It's just waned, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. So like, hey, we watched Kick-Ass Kick-Ass 2 because we loved Kick-Ass 1. 2 wasn't very good. Has he started writing Kick-Ass 3 yet? Is that like in
the comic books are being released already? Yeah,
they have been.
They're in the middle of I want to say 4th or 5th issue of Kick-Ass 3.
Okay, all right. So then those are being written. I don't know. I mean, he didn't say that no, but there's just not been any talk about it. I think
those actors are kind of old for portraying those characters now. I mean, you know, you can probably get away with him playing Kick-Ass still, but Chloe Grace Moretz, right? Is that what it is? Hit Girl. She's blossomed.
She's a woman now.
Yeah, she's playing older roles.
Sorry,
she's not that 11-year-old kid from the first movie anymore. Even the difference of how she looked between the first and second movie was huge. I can only imagine if they made a third one, it would be Hit Woman.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Is Universal planning a Namor movie?
Namor?
Yeah. Is it Namor?
I always said Namor.
Yeah, see, I always do Namor too, but like that's one of those names that I'm going to fuck up regardless.
Well, you're notorious for that.
Submariner movie?
Yeah, sub guy. Aquaman.
Marvel's Aquaman.
Could they be planning that? Universal's very cloaked in this news story.
Yeah.
They don't really want to say anything. There's speculation that people are saying that, yes, this is going to be their Aquaman, starring Zac Efron, who is in Neighbors and from High School Musical fame.
Right.
Are you serious? They're thinking of casting him as Namor?
Yes.
Weird. I mean, there's like so little interest in that character as is.
Yeah,
even in the Marvel universe, he's had,
It's
significant roles.
It's like making a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Come on, guys.
Well, here's the thing.
And you're going to put that chubby guy.
This is Universal and not the Marvel universe.
It just seems like a weird, like, hey, let's do this.
Like, let's find some C-list characters and throw them in a movie.
There's way better C-list characters.
And make them a C.
A must-see?
I don't know why these guys have the rights to Namor. Anyhow, he seems to fit more in with the whole Marvel universe. You know, I could picture... even in Iron Man 2, there's a scene where there's a world map at his office, and there's a little spot on the map that's kind of alluding to Atlantis, where Namor lives, of course, under the water with SpongeBob. So
no, that's Bikini Bottom.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're totally off. So this is going to be like it's a secret tentpole event movie for November 4th, 2016. The speculation is this is what it is. Mm-hmm. But you guys care?
No.
Like, are you excited? Like, is this the movie you've been waiting for?
I feel like it could be another Green Lantern. A lot of CGI underwater, him hanging out underwater.
It's just I don't see the appeal.
Yeah.
Neither do I.
The mass appeal.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like I don't. Even if you put Zac Efron, because you have to put somebody in there that it's hot, like that. Guys,
that looks good without a shirt is what you're trying to say.
No, I was gonna say like I was going hot Hollywood actor, but I just ended up saying hot, and it totally was just totally wrong.
That's the way I understood it. It was
I'm stupid. All right. Speaking of Universal being shrouded in mystery, could there be a Mass Effect movie coming out in 2016? No one knows. Speculation. It's all speculation because Universal doesn't want to say shit at this point.
Right.
And you're holding your breath, though.
Huh? No, I'm not. I don't want to see this. I don't necessarily want them to fuck with Mass Effect. I like my Mass Effect stories in my game form. I don't want to see them making the universe. I don't know. I don't want to see it in the wrong hands.
I don't think Mass Effect's something that could be in the right hands. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't want to see like, hey, Shepard is part of a family of thieves and
Channing Tatum's playing Commander Shepard.
You know, and then Joe Pesci's in it. You know, it's like I don't want to see that shit. Like, no, man. I love my Shep. I'm happy with it.
Joe Pesci. That's just so out of left field. Like,
no, he's referring to the Uncharted movie that was supposed to be made.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
But like,
wait, I thought that was Al Pacino that was going to be in that,
and Joe Pesci.
Oh, Jesus!
No, I thought it was De Niro. I think it was De Niro.
Oh no, yeah, it was De Niro.
The whole cast of Casino is going to be in that movie.
It's Goodfellas 2 set in the Uncharted universe. Yeah, but yeah, I don't want to see it in the wrong hands, and I just don't feel that they'd give it enough attention that it deserves. However, I love this story because it's Universal being shrouded in mysteries, so it could be Mass Effect or it could be fucking Hot Wheels.
It's Battlefield or Battleship 2.
Like no one knows what the fuck this is. Like, it's such
Connect 4.
It's such a non-story. It's hilarious, but like, all right, could be Hot Wheels. I could see that more because Alex and I were kind of touching on it. Like, Legos are hot right now. The Lego movie just came out. That movie was awesome.
But that's because it had a solid script.
You don't think Hot Wheels can have a solid script?
No.
You don't feel that you can get the feels?
No.
From Hot Wheels?
No.
Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, I know where Lego was successful because it had
the feels.
It had the feels, and it had all the ability to reach all those cultural nods. You know, the Star Wars and just all that other bullshit that Lego has. That's awesome, and it just was able to create all that. Hot Wheels is just toy race cars. Like, I don't know how you can make a script off of that.
What if they put a loop-de-loop in it? Would that just fuck your brain up?
No.
Oh.
No.
All right.
It's just, I'd go and watch Speed Racer instead.
Ooh, good point. You know, you touched on Channing Tatum a moment ago.
Oh, yeah.
For Namor?
Yeah.
No more?
No, was it Namor?
Namor?
I touched on him
Namor?
I know.
I say Namor.
I said that he'd be Commander Shepard.
Oh, there you go, Commander Shepard. I'm sorry, but he's also he already has a role.
What's that?
Gambit.
Yeah,
he is going to be Gambit.
I'm once again torn by this. Like, I like Channing Tatum. As hard as that is for me to admit, I like him.
Is he hot?
I guess he's hot right now.
He is aesthetically pleasing to my eyes.
I like him without a shirt. No, whatever.
I think he's a cool guy. He's proved himself as an action type dude, so he can pull off that kind of thing.
White House Down, man.
See, honestly, the only thing I think I've really seen him in was 21 Jump Street.
And he's great in that.
I know, right?
I'm really looking forward to 22 Jump Street.
Yes.
But the thing that has me torn about this is I think he's too big for the role. He's like...
So close.
There
Again,
was
with the
one
Reese's
yellow
Pieces.
mixed in with the orange.
Yeah, you failed, dude. But I think he's too big to play Gambit, because Gambit is kind of a smaller, thinner character. He's tall.
No, I
he's
disagree.
Not like all Magic Mike about it.
Yes, he is, but I don't think it's too far-fetched to see him more bulky. I can picture him more bulky. So that doesn't really bother me all that much, honestly.
When it comes to casting superhero movies, there's always been that, like, oh, that doesn't make any sense, or that's stupid.
Yeah, like Taylor Kish.
This is the first freaking one that I'm like, yes, I like this casting. So it's going to suck. It's going to be horrible. But I actually like this casting. I think that he's
been campaigning it. Like, he's wanted to play this character. He's gone out and, like, actually pursued the role. So it's not like he was drafted for this by the studio. He has been pursuing this role in one form or another, and he got it.
So
good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. I think this is badass. But like, there's talk about him being in the next X-Men movie, as well as he's going to have his own standalone movie as well. So that's cool. Will Singer be attached?
Totally fucks up the accent, though.
Oh yeah, that's right. That accent is like so critical, man.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, it's much
freaking
part of his
Gambit,
character.
man. And he can't just get away with just saying "mon cher" the whole time.
He'd be like Anna Paquin playing Rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Dude, I mean, we saw Taylor Kish as...
I like Taylor, man.
No.
I feel
that was such a bad Gambit.
Texas Forever. That's all I'm saying.
So bad.
I'm sorry, I'm the only one that watched fucking Friday Night Lights. Now I feel stupid.
I mean,
one listener watched it.
A good Taylor Kitsch movie.
One person is like, yes, Texas Forever.
Know who
absolutely.
Taylor Kitsch is.
He was Gambit. He was
Riggs.
John
Origins?
Carter. He was that movie with...
He was in Battleship.
Yeah, that one. Everything he touches is like instant shit.
Any
no
of those
way,
movies.
man. He was Riggs in Friday Night Lights, man.
I haven't seen any of that shit.
Yeah.
Texas Forever.
It's a sports movie. I have no
not a
interest
movie.
in it.
Oh, you're
show.
referring to the TV show.
Oh.
He was awesome in that.
Whatever. He's a curse.
Maybe in box office.
I prefer Blue Mountain State as my football TV show.
Haven't watched it.
Oh my god, it's hilarious.
All right. We have a passing this week. H.R. Geiger has actually passed, the creator of the Alien look for the Aliens movies. And genius. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Dude was always out there, though. Like, have you guys ever watched any of the documentaries for Aliens? Watch those. They're very interesting. And, like, the dude is kind of like... He
kind of had to be, man. He's the guy who invented the whole biomechanical art style.
Yeah.
So, I mean... That on its own is really weird, but so interesting to look at, you know?
Yeah.
If you've ever looked at any of his art that isn't necessarily tied to those movies, it's just so surreal, you know? There's a piece of his that I really like. It's a pistol, and it's it's bisected, so you see the inside of it, and the bullets are little children with goggles. And it's just so weird, but... He's the type of artist that's going to be remembered for having that unique style that nobody else really, nobody does or can really replicate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
visionary.
Yeah, exactly.
was very visionary.
Yeah,
I give him credit. The aliens are iconic. I mean, it's crazy the stuff that he's done. I mean, he even did work on Prometheus, I believe. He had some work involved in that. So it's a very sad passing, and I don't know. It's crazy.
It's sad to see an artist like that that die, but I think he was what, 70-something years old?
Yeah.
So I mean, he wasn't.
His legacy's going to go on. I mean, fucking Aliens is going to be remembered forever.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely,
for sure. Zack Snyder made a internet meme this week. He showed the bat suit and the Batmobile.
I don't think he intended it to be a meme.
Sad Batman.
He never intends on becoming a meme. It just happens.
Right. But no, in all honesty, he showed the first look of Batman. Batfleck guy.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck.
He looks
Batman.
fucking awesome.
It does. It's a solid suit. Like
It is basically Frank Miller's
Dark Knight
version
Returns.
of Dark Knight Returns, that bat suit. And holy shit. I saw that and I fucking could not believe it.
Yeah.
Like, I give him credit. Like, when Kevin Smith talked about seeing the bat suit and blowing his mind, I'm like, all right, it's Kevin Smith. He talks a lot of shit.
I just thought he was just saying that because Ben Affleck's his buddy.
Yeah, and like, all right, it's Kevin Smith, whatever. And then I see the picture, I'm like, fucking Kevin Smith was right.
Yeah.
The first thing that went through my head, I'm like, God damn it, it's awesome.
yeah.
But then the second thing that went in my head, like, I also liked the Superman suit when they announced that one, and then that movie sucked really bad. So I don't have any expectations whatsoever on the movie based on this bat suit. But holy shit, I want this bat
The
suit.
suit definitely does not make the movie.
No,
It's fun to look at, but
Like I said earlier, my only gripe is I feel the ears are a little too small. I wish they were a little bit longer pointier.
I
know,
like them actually.
Really? I know that it is more of the Frank Miller, but still. It's just, I feel like the longer ears just make him feel more menacing.
I don't know. He looks like hulked over, bulky.
He looks really bulky. I'm wondering if that's just the suit or if Affleck actually got so beefed up for this movie.
It could be the angle of the picture too. It could be several factors, but yeah, he does look bulky.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, if you guys haven't checked out the suit, look it up. It's a black and white picture, which actually a lot of people have colorized at this point.
Colorized, memed.
Yeah.
So if you've been anywhere near Reddit or Imgur or anything like that, you'll see this meme everywhere.
Yeah, basically what that proves is we don't really know what the color scheme for the outfit is yet. Is it black and gray? Is it blue and gray? Who knows?
And they also show the Batmobile, and that looks more like the classic Batmobile, not so much the Tumbler. So,
yeah.
They're going back to those roots.
It looks kind of like the Batmobile from the new Batman Arkham Knight game.
Okay. I guess I didn't really pay attention to it.
To me, it looks like the windshield's pretty much the same shape.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like, I didn't really look at the Batmobile at all in that picture. I was just looking at Frank Miller's suit and just like, holy shit.
Because it just looks so cool.
Yeah, I love the suit so much. I didn't even pay attention to the Batmobile. Like, fuck the Batmobile. Like, yeah, Frank Miller's suit.
It's such a variation from every other Batman incarnation we've seen on the screen that it feels so fresh, even though it's instantly recognizable as Batman. And I think that's...
It's the bat nipples. I think that's what helps.
It's got actually rows of bat nipples. Because bats are, they have multiple nipples. I don't know if they do or not.
You can't back that up.
Did you know that nipples are actually sweat glands?
What?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I know Adam didn't know that, but
Wow.
Oh, inside joke.
All right, that's our show this week. How can we reach everybody?
You can follow me on Twitter. My name there is Alex Sandberg, AlexSanberg, or you can email me directly at the website, alex@lostlevel.com. What about you, Adam?
I'm also on Twitter. You can follow me on there at Adam Howlett. It's AtomHowlett. And if you'd like to contact me at our site and tell me how stupid Chris is and how wrong he is on everything, you can email me at adamhowlett@lostlevel.com. This time spelled ADAM. And Chris.
You can reach me on Twitter, twitter.com/
Calm
Intensity. That's it. Calm Intensity is my Twitter handle.
Little brain fart there.
We are also on Twitter as Lost Level. It's Lost Level. Damn it. Twitter.com/The Lost Level. We're on the Facebook. Facebook.com/Lost Level. There's no the in that one. You can find all this information on lostlevel.com. We have iTunes. Check us out on there. Give us a rating. Give us some stars. We'd really appreciate that. We're also on YouTube now. You can get that link directly off of lostlevel.com in the upper right-hand corner. Click on the YouTube logo. Takes you right there. Subscribe to us. We'll be on there. We might be doing some actual videos on there upcoming. Adam is going to be doing an unboxing or unveiling of What are you going to do? Loot Chest?
Loot Chest, yeah. I subscribed to that, and we're going to do a little trial run of whether or not people like looking at me as much as they like listening to me.
We might cut his head off.
Yeah, people don't really like listening to me, so I'm
We'll
assuming...
just put a bag over it.
It's going to be a big bag.
I'll be wearing a Wolverine mask the whole time.
Oh, God. Sadly, I think you probably will.
No. So, yeah, well, that's coming soon in the future. You know, a little trial for us to see if that's any fun.
All right. That's pretty much it. LostLevel.com again. Thanks for listening. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Certain kind of burning contention to make you listen to me. It takes believing that you really can get there to justify what you cannot see. But I won't lie down. I'll take the pain and set it free. I won't lie down. Not trying to be who you see in me. Better odds await the fate of heart. I've got a new disaster to start. I'm gonna make my day. Way too deep to cash out now. Upside down and inside out. I never knew it was not